it looks at this stage as though Moffat is definitely slowing down, and you'll see Doug Chivers coming up now, passing teammate Martin Chenery, or fellow charge driver anyway, Martin Chenery, and I would hope that Chenery makes it a little easier for Chivers to get past than it turned out for Alan Moffat. Well, this is building up into a most interesting situation because Moffat is visibly slowing, and Chivers must be getting very close to him now, sweeping into ledger, and yes, Moffat's visibly slow here. He's going very gently, almost tiptoe, not along the straights, but around the corners, and I think he's trying his hardest to conserve his tyres at this stage. He'll get away from Chivers probably. On second thought, I don't think he will, because Hume Straight is critical in that you've got to come out of Homestead properly. And if he wants to save his rubber and go through Homestead gently, then he'll be slower down the straight. And Chivers at least is in a position now to try to slipstream him down the straight. But it's obviously not on. The GTA Joe has got a lot more power. But the race is by no means over yet.
And we must again remind everybody of the situation in Queensland last week, where Moffat had the lead with a lap to go and he was still beaten, with his car suffering tyre damage, and Leo Gagan able to slip through and take the lead. And look at the situation developing here again today. Only 4 laps to go. About 4 laps to go, and Moffat just holding the lead ahead of Doug Chivers in the Charger.
It's a terrible position for Moffat to find himself in. He knows he's got to go hard, and yet he knows that if he goes hard, there must be some reason for him to have slowed down, you see. So he must be trying to save the motor car for one reason or another. Chivers is a very fair player. Moffat's let him through, I reckon. Yes, Moffat's conceded the point. Decided to finish second rather than not finish at all, and the Warwick Farm grandstands go berserk.
It's probably a little bit far away from our commentary position here to have heard the noise over the microphones, but there was quite a loud cheer from the huge grandstand here, and there's the other charger slips through. Chenery now has passed Moffat. A very large crowd in the grandstand here, and they've been cheering all the time at every opportunity. But as soon as they saw the charger of Chivers go through inside Moffat, they really applauded. As you can see now, they're watching the action with a great deal of interest, as are those who are closer to the pits and closer to the line of the fences right around the circuit. With only a couple of laps remaining, Chivers now in the lead, leads from Moffat. Gagan is in third place. Gagan is now just going out of the pit straight, around into the paddock bend. This is Chivers, the leader, one of the white chargers. Gagan also has a white charger, and between the two white chargers is Moffat in the GTA Joe. Moffat now is coming very slowly around the corner.
Well, that was the ever-present risk, and it's finally arrived for Alan Moffat. And it seems now that we'll at least get Leo Gagan past him, and possibly Don Holland up into third place as well. A gallant try by Alan Moffat.
Now Moffat being passed by one of the slower cars, but that car is some distance behind the leaders. Moffat still at the moment is in second place, so very shortly we should see some of the chargers come past him. Doug Chivers has gone past the finishing line, and he is on his third last lap. We'll stay with Moffat as he comes very closely around the causeway, and we should see these cars. That was another lap car going past him. We should see Leo Gagan in car 33 come past him very soon as he approaches the causeway.
Moffat's actually now faced with the problem whether he'll have a tyre left at all by the time he gets to the pits. But with 2 odd laps remaining, there's possibly time for Moffat to make a very swift pit stop and get out again.
Gagan has moved up into second place by virtue of the fact that Moffat, when he comes into the pits, will have to pull in and have that wheel repaired. So it's the two wide chargers in front. Doug Chivers leading from Leo Gagan, but the margin is almost a complete lap. So it shows you how the pace of this race has told, with first the XU1s and now the GDHOs being forced to leave the race and leaving it open to the Chargers, which haven't been completing the circuit in such quick time, but have been lapping quite consistently and with less wear obviously on the vehicles. So as Gagan now comes around to complete his 31st lap, we'll find Doug Chivers for you shortly, and Chivers has 2 laps remaining, and it will remain to be seen as whether he can complete those 2 laps safely, with Alan Moffat now coming into the pits. Now there's Doug Chivers going down his outside.
Alan, what I think Moffat's decided to do here is in fact not make a pit stop, but wait for the checkered flag and drive across then. Because he's on the... he's in a very tricky position here, because if he stops his motor car in the present position, I'm sure he'll be asked to remove it by officials. Whereas crawling along, he hopes to be able to spin out the remainder of the race just long enough to enable him to inch over the line with his blown back tyre.
Moffat is only about 15 yards from the finishing line, and Chivers is still right round the back of the course as he's coming around now the northern crossing to go into the causeway. So we'll stay with Chivers. Moffat getting very close to the line. He's still not very far short of it and inching forward all the time. And a crew of cameramen in there waiting as Moffat inches towards the line. Chivers is still coming around the back of the course. He's now on the polo corner. A look at the stand, and no flag out, so there is 1 lap remaining for Chivers. So I think that Moffat may well have miscalculated here, Graham. Chivers into pit straight. And there is the checkered flag. Yes, that is the last lap. Alan Moffat crawls across the line, so a calculation there of the number of laps lost by Moffat. But Doug Chivers the winner, and we'll confirm the placings for you shortly, with minor placings to be filled by Leo Gagan and Alan Moffat. But it looks as though Alan Moffat has miscalculated the laps indeed, because he is a lap behind the place getters, and the official placings are first Doug Chivers in the Charger, second Leo Gagan in the Charger, and third Don Holland in the Holden Tirana XU1. Chivers' time for the 34 laps, 62 minutes, 27.